Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back with me here, Rayhan Ramadhan Abidin, student of English Education Department, Islamic State, Sultan Syarif Kasim Riau. Alright, here in this opportunity, me and also all of my friends from Group 1, we would like to present to you all our storytelling under the title Hansel and Gretel. Alright, once upon a time, a brother and sister named Hansel and Gretel lived in the hut in the woods with their father, who was a poor woodcutter, and also his wife, their stepmother. And the stepmother made life very hard for them. They were not allowed to eat until after the stepmother had taken everything she wanted off the plates. And most of the time, there was only a crust of bread left, and all day long were hard chores for them to do. Hansel and Gretel tried to tell their father about this, but he would not hear of it. It seemed the only one he would listen to was his wife, and all the stepmother talked about was how much trouble it was to have children in the hut, and how much she wished they would go away forever. Each day there was less and less food for the boy and the girl to eat, and the stepmother gave them more and more hard work to do. And one day, Gretel begged her father and said, "Please, father, all the day long we work and we are hungry." But suddenly, the stepmother slapped her face and said, "You ungrateful brats, go away from this place." And also at that night, the two children were not allowed to sleep in the hut, outside in the cold. They shivered and tried to keep each other warm. Winter is coming, but the clothes they wore were so thin, and it felt almost as if they had no clothes on at all. And the next morning, when the sun rose, Gretel turned to her little brother and said, "Hansel, we cannot stay here. We must escape now, today, into the woods. Surely we will find more to eat when we are on our own than what we get here at home."
"Do you think?" said Hansel. "But what if we get lost?" "We won't," said Gretel. "I will take bread. We will drop breadcrumbs behind us. If we have to, we can follow the crumbs for back home." And so the two of them went off into the woods and left their hard life behind. They went deeper and deeper into the woods. Gretel was careful to drop one crumb and then after a bit another. But alas, they look and look for any sign of something to eat, like an apple tree or pear tree, some nuts on the ground, or even dry up berries. But there was nothing to eat. They got hungrier and hungrier. At last, poor Hansel and Gretel know they must return to their hut or they would surely starve. They would just need to find the breadcrumbs and that would let them home. Yet, when they looked for breadcrumbs, there were none to be found. All the breadcrumbs were gone. A bird pushed up into the air, and its beak was a large crumbs. Hansel and Gretel were stuck with grief. The birds must have taken all their breadcrumbs. A wolf howled in the distance. The sun was setting. Hansel and Gretel were lost and hungry. Now they were scared too. "Gretel," whispered Hansel in fear, "what will we do?" She didn't know what to say. All she could do was to hug little brother. Each minute it was getting darker and darker. Again, a wolf howled in the distance.
All of a sudden, Gretel saw a small light shining far away. Could it be someone far this deep in the woods? "We must find out," cried Gretel. "Maybe whoever lives there is kind and will take us in." The two children sped as fast as they could to the light. When they got closer, they could not believe their eyes. If you can imagine, from top to bottom the hut was made all of candy. From its gingerbread roof, with frosting all over the walls, and with candy stuck into the frosting. What a sight to see! Gretel, Hansel cried out. Before Gretel could say, I bet it will be okay if we have just a little taste. Both of them were already beating off small chunks and licking the sweet candy. A sharp voice. Who is numbling on my house? Hansel and Gretel spun around. An old witch. Stunned, Gretel could only curtsy. If you please, ma'am, she said as sweetly as she could. There was so much candy on your house, and we are so hungry. You have that right, my house, snapped the witch. Her voice dropped. Well then, said the witch in a gentle tone, come inside, I'll get something for you to eat. Hansel and Gretel looked at each other in delight. They skipped into the witch hut, a fine meal of soup and bread. As they licked the last crust of bread and looked around the hut, what the brother and sister saw made their hearts turn cold. Peels and peels of bones in the corners. Yet, the two children were very tired, and so they slept.
The next morning, when they woke, Hansel found himself locked in a cage. The witch roared, That's where your brother will stay. Every day I will fatten him up soon. He will make me a fine dinner. Ha 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 ha! She laughed and laughed, rubbing her hand with glee. Till then, she said sharply to Gretel, You will work for me. Indeed, Hansel was well fed and Gretel worked hard all day doing chores for the witch. Each morning, the witch said to the boy, Show me your finger. I will fill her palm to our getting. For the old witch could not see well. Hansel held out his finger as he was taught. The witch smiled when she felt how plump he was getting. Gretel, Hansel whispered in fear. What are we to do? Soon I will be plump enough, and the witch will want to eat me. His sister wished she had a plan, but could not think of anything. One night, when the witch was sleeping, Gretel had an idea. She picked up a bone from one of the piles on the floor and woke her brother. Hansel, she said, the next time the witch asks to see your finger, hold out this bone to her instead. The next morning, he did just that. Said the witch, touching the bone and thinking it was the boy's finger. This is going to take longer than I thought. At least I have more time, Gretel, I thought. But still, she could not think of any way they could get out of there. Each morning, when the witch sighed, Show me your finger, Hansel held out the thin bone. One day, the witch yelled, We'll not wait another day. The boy will be my dinner tonight, no matter how skinny he is. The witch ordered Gretel to start the fire in the oven at once. She must get it very hot. Gretel worked as slowly as she could. Why was the witch looking at her with such a sly smile?
"Be a dear," said the witch with a slow grin and touched Gretel's cheeks. "Go inside the oven, won't you? Tell me if it's hot enough." Gretel's heart skipped a bit. If she did that, the witch could push her inside and she would eat them both. She looked down. "I'm not sure how to tell." "Nonsense," said the witch. "Nothing could be easier. Just go in." Said Gretel slowly. "Please, show me first." "Stupid girl," snapped the witch, mumbling and grumbling. Then she stepped in the oven. The moment the witch was inside, Gretel quickly slapped the door. "Gretel!" Hansel cried out. "You saved us!" The sister tried to think fast. "Where is that key to your cage?" She looked and looked. She heard her brother from the cage right away because she found it at the bottom of a vase. Then she went back to the vase. For what? Because the vase had precious jewels inside. With their pocket filled with the jewels, they ran outside as fast as they could. In the daylight, they soon found a small pot and followed it. It led to a wider path, and the path led to a road. They waited by the roadside, hoping someone would ride by. When a horseman showed up, Hansel and Gretel waved their hand. When the horseman stopped, the children opened one of the small jewels, and the horseman was happy to give them a ride home. When the brother and sister opened the door to their home, the father was wild with joy to see them. He had worried and looked for them night and day, since they had vanished. They learned their stepmother died very soon after they left. For many years to come, Hansel and Gretel lived very happily with their father in the hut in the woods.